Testing, testing, 1, 2. My Getting High Damage Volume 3's out. I wanted to do a little video follow-up where I kind of explain some of the things that are going on in the combos, because a lot of the combos were kind of interesting to people who know stuff about Omega Mode, or maybe interesting from a combo video maker perspective, but maybe not as interesting to the common man, and I thought it would be kind of neat. I think the reason we all kind of like Omega Mode is that it's got a lot of kind of untapped, unexplored stuff in it. So I thought I would kind of do a follow-up video where I just kind of explain what the hell's going on in some of these combos. My premise for this video, a lot of people were asking in the comments, they were like, oh, did these take a long time to find? The answer is some of them did. I think the El Fuerte one took over an hour to find. Most of them took somewhere in the territory of like 5 minutes. My methodology was that I would kind of have a relatively strong starter because it's the later you get in the combo, the more scaling there is, the harder it is to kind of significantly alter your damage upward or downward. And before I would even start the combo, I would find some kind of little component that would, some unusual interaction with something Omega Mode in particular. I think the only combo in this whole video that doesn't show off something unique to Omega Mode is Blanca. Maybe El Fuerte as well, actually. But both of those characters have extremely strict combo routes, so it was really hard to show off anything with them that I didn't already show in Omega Volume 2. Getting High Damage Volume 2. Anyway, a lot of the combos in the video have stuff about them I kind of wanted to elaborate on. So I've got the raws here in a big old YouTube video, actually 2 different YouTube videos. So there's no like background music or anything like that, and they're not ordered yet. They're just in the order of the character select screen, which is the order, mostly generally the order that I did them in when I was devising the combos. Anyway, we're just going to look at them one by one, and I'm going to talk about stuff that's going on in them. Decapri, this first one's kind of interesting because we've got this, you can actually FADC, this is one of her new special moves, this little charge thing. You can actually FADC the hit after this one that I FADC for more damage. I think you still have a workable juggle state there, but I FADC it early just to do a little bit less. I forgot to mention, when I'm constructing these combos, I would have a relatively strong starter, and then I would modify middle parts of the combo until I had some round number, either like a 25 damage over so I could remove the counter hit or something like that, or like multiple of 10 over, and then the first 2 hits of every combo are unscaled, the first 2 actions. So by modifying, if I had a multiple of 10, I could usually modify the first 2 actions to get a number that could be like plus or minus anywhere from like 10 to 100, which would allow me to rather easily end up on 420. So with my methodology, it was actually pretty quick. Anyway, I have a double back roundhouse here. That whole special move is new. And then the back roundhouse, the second one actually hits properly, or it can rather. In my combo, I do 2 hits of the first back roundhouse and then 1 hit of the second back roundhouse. The whole normal is unique to Omega Decapri. But I could have gotten 2 hits and it still would have worked properly. So I deliberately do the second one mistimed so that I lose a hit, but the juggle still works. My fundamental premise when I was making these videos, these combos, was that I wanted to show off something unique to Omega Mode that wasn't in my previous, Getting High Damage Volume 2. And I wanted something... I tried to avoid cinematic stuff. This first combo is a pretty good example of it. I didn't want to have an Ultra or a Super. Only a few of them did I have Supers, and only one did I have an Ultra. Or if I had that stuff, I theoretically would want, like, not the full cinematic version of it. I would want, like, one-hit and stuff like that. And the main reason I do that is just because I think cinematic stuff in combo videos is kind of boring. It makes you, like, nothing interesting happens for the next so-and-so minutes or whatever. So-and-so seconds. So I'd like it when they're kind of short and snappy. And this, I also try to have combos that wouldn't get to really low scaling, because it gets to be very easy to modify your damage when you get to low scaling, because all of your attacks are doing exactly 10% of their normal damage. So you can add like 4 or 3 or 2 very easily with particular normals. So I think that hitting 420 gets really easy if you can get those really long combos going, but I was trying to avoid it for specifically that reason, because it's a little bit more impressive. But there are people who just like think it's impressive for the combos as long as possible. So I'm sorry, my video wasn't for you. I was trying to have kind of shorter, snappier combos in this particular video. I went for a kind of minimalist approach. This Ryu one is a pretty good example of that. EX Tatsu gets more hits than it normally does in Omega Mode, and then that little link of close strong, close forward is Omega Mode exclusive. I tried to show off a couple of Omega Mode things each time. I'm not super thrilled with this Ken one. In my Volume 2, I didn't have that Ken's Light Tatsu is +3 because I didn't know it was +3. It's kind of cool. You can link a crouch jab afterward, and then Ken has quite good combo options after that. This one does a couple things I don't love, this combo. I end with a medium Tatsu, heavy would have worked, and also like I had stronger enders like DP and stuff like that. I tried to make it so the combo naturally ended um, when I hit 420. I had a few combos in Volume 2 where they just kind of ended abruptly with like, random like light normal sequences, stuff like that, and I just do two jabs and stop with no cancel because I hit the magic number. But here I really tried to make it so that I hit the magic number at the organic end to the combo. And here I did that, but I got a really long, highly scaled combo, which I was trying to avoid, and then I also ended on a medium Tatsu, which is not an ender you would ever use there. But I hit the number, so it's whatever. This Honda one is really goofy. I didn't know this about Honda, but this little I knew that he had this EX Oicho that he can do the focus cancel. I think you normally just dash and ultra here, and probably ultra two, rather than like ultra one. Well, maybe either one. I don't know what Honda would theoretically run in Omega mode. But this sets up both ultras. But you can also do the crumple and then land the ultra like that. And I didn't know, but you can actually like fully hold it and get the level 3. So it's like a crumple into something that would also theoretically cause a crumple, but of course they're airborne by the time I hit them. And then I actually do a backdash into my headbutt here. You've got so much, the buffer time for a level 3 focus attack into the dash is incredible. I have time to fully charge here. Ultra juggle does work if you're curious. You can juggle an ultra here. Ultra 1, not ultra 2. I think you would, I don't even know if you would do that or if you would just do the Oicho into the, is it Ochio or Oicho? I think it's Ochio, isn't it? You would do the Ochio into the Ultra. You wouldn't do the level 3 focus, I don't think. I don't know, I didn't test them side by side. It's kind of novel that it works though. Really short combo, I like that one a lot. This Ibuki one's really funny. We've got the Crouch Fierce into the rejump. This EX Close Roundhouse is like 5 frames in Omega. And then this EX Kunai midair, you can get both hits. I time it so that I only get one hit. And then the EX Raida has a startup hit. That's like she hits you on the way in and then does the Raida animation and throws you away. And I miss the startup hit. I only get the second hit. So it plays like a cinematic version without the lock-in that causes the cinematic, which is kind of cool. But if you didn't play Omega, if you only played SF4, you wouldn't even know there was a startup version in the first place that I deliberately whiffed. And then if you played SF5, you would think that startup hit was always there because she just has it in SF5. Kind of an interesting thing that she got from Omega that went to SF5. Kind of cool though because I deliberately missed 2 hits, but you don't even see that. Somehow I think in the only like normal into activation I had in Volume 2, even though I had 3 Makoto combos, I didn't have like a super on a grounded opponent. I think I had like light kick, medium kick activate into dash punch. That was like the one time I showed something like that. But it's kind of fun to do a normal and then have a grounded DJ so I can kind of show off this Fukiage that hits on the ground. And then the dash away only works in the corner, but if I was mid-screen, I could still do neutral jump and get the dash punch. That actually still works. And then you can also do jump forward, land, and dash punch. It's actually very cursed. The optimal thing that Makoto does here is jump and then an instant air Tsurugi to land as fast as possible, and then she can actually get medium dash punch instead of light. Otherwise, you've got to like do a light one. Of course, you can also just do a Tsurugi in the air that hits, but the dash punch is stronger, I think. The Dudley one I'm not super thrilled with. I wanted to show off his little quarter circle or half circle back, the little short swing blow mini launch, that attack right there. It maintains the existing juggle state, which in this is JP1 because I started with an EX machine gun blow to launch. I tried some other routes in the corner and mid-screen, and I couldn't really hit the numbers I was looking for. And it is still kind of cool. This does work in the corner without an FADC, but I showed the FADC version mid-screen. But I show off the machine gun blow juggling properly mid-screen, and I show off that little special move, but it's not a super flashy combo or anything. I didn't even know until I was making this video that Seth has this TC, Jab Strong. That's like completely new to me. Kind of interesting. I was trying to show off at least one new thing with each character. When I was originally making the Volume 2, I didn't know about this, like how good this strong to forward link is for Goken. And then also there's that medium Senkugo Shoha into Light Tatsu. Kind of cute. Nothing super crazy happens to the Akuma one. This damn Roundhouse is actually 2 actions. It's just 1 action in SF5 it's 2 actions. You have to press it separately. But in SF4 it's just 1 long normal, the 2-hit stand Roundhouse. So SF4 Omega adds the option to do 1 or 2, and then that carries over to SF5. And then I've got this new TC here, this Fierce thing. Just wanted to show it off. The Gen one, Gen has really strict combo routes, actually, surprisingly. Most of his special moves either knock down or don't have a lot of combo freedom to them. I end up showing like a chain, one of his little Mantis chains into EX stance swap, into a launch, and then I just do his EX, his 2-bar EX from there. But it ends up being a really short combo, even though it's kind of cool looking. Not very impressive in my opinion, but maybe impressive to other people. Dan was actually the most beloved combo. When people were watching this, they were like, "Oh man, you got the taunt in the combo." I mean, it's cute. I like it. It was a good Dan combo. Nothing super interesting from an Omega standpoint happened to the Dan combo until that very last hit with the Dankyaku. And Dan has other juggles there, I think, that you can do. I like the Sakura one a lot. I don't know what other people would think of it. I wasn't aware when I did the older videos of doing of Sakura having this instant air EX Tatsu that hits like Ryu's and Akuma's. I think that's very thematic and cool that she has that. It's also a low crush and a throw crush because it's airborne and it hits grounded characters even if they're crouching. So it can be used to beat crouch techs and stand techs just like Akuma's and Ryu's, and it's safe. And just like Akuma's and Ryu's. I don't know if Akuma and Ryu's EX Tatsus are safe in Omega mode. They are in Ultra, but Omega I'm not so sure. A lot of frame data stuff changed. It's a really cute little option that Sakura has. It's actually one of her strongest tools. Instant Air EX Tatsu. It looks cool too. I like tested all this out. I was going to have an FADC before that DP, and then I found out that it just like works. I had a very similar combo to this Oni one in the Volume 2, and I didn't realize until I watched after the fact. I didn't watch Volume 2 in preparation of making this video, and because of that, I had some combos. The Yang one was directly the same as one of my Volume 2 version combos, and then the Rolento one was very, very similar, so I had to redo those. This Akuma one is or Oni one is kind of similar. The concept I wanted to show with Elena was just cramming a whole bunch of cramming a whole bunch of mallet smashes into the same combo, which you can technically do in Ultra, but the methodology of doing it is way different. Pretty cute little combo. I did hit high scaling though. It was the kind of combo where I was trying to avoid it. I didn't want to get to these kind of scenarios where I'm getting high scaling and then an optimal ender. It would have been nice to end the combo with some kind of Rhino Horn thing. Yun's I'm quite proud of. A lot of weird things happen in that one. It also has a really weak starter because the combo itself is very powerful. But you see a lot of weird things, like the combo to light shoulder from a light, and then the combo to light palm. Those are unique to Omega mode. There isn't even a light palm in Ultra. The Jury one is, she also has really strict combo options. Oftentimes if a character has a whole bunch of special moves that all knock down, it becomes really difficult to combo route for them. And Jury's like non-knockdown stuff, like she can do like Pinwheel FADC to extend combos. That's not unique to Omega mode. So certain characters, I'm really strapped on what I can do to kind of extend their routes. Jury doesn't actually have that much to work with, but I show something kind of cool, I guess. It's a bit short. Chun-Li's is really short, but it's so cool. I recorded 2 Chun-Li ones. If you saw my socials, you would have seen I was kind of debating which one to include. I ended up including this one. It's even shorter than the other one, but it's really rare and cool to have like a FADC into an air throw. People like that. I got the magic number immediately, so I didn't need to modify almost anything. I found Dalsim's like fully while I was labbing, and I was like, this would be a 420 combo if only I had like a 110 damage attack to start the combo. But all of his air normals don't hit that number. And someone in the chat was just like, what about Yoga Mummy? He like looked at the Dalsim's damage values, and he's like, Yoga Mummy's 110. And then it turns out it is. I was like, oh shit, like, you know, that would work if it would work. And I tried it, and it is possible to make it work. I thought that this EX pull-in was a standard distance, but DJ was actually not at the standard range that I was expecting, and Back Fierce was too far away to work on him. So I had to do this FADC here. Very awkward. I didn't realize that Dalsim... I thought it would pull the opponent in the same way for every character. Because it, like, you know, it's cinematic. And yeah, after I realized that DJ like was too far, like you can't, I don't know what your route would be there in like a real match, but like you can't get Dalsim's like main ender. That's also the start of his other enders. I guess you just wouldn't do EX pull-in routes. Abel's one of those characters who has really stiff. He has like a lot of special moves, but you can't combo into a lot of them or can't combo out of a lot of them. So it's kind of hard to find a combo that actually hit, like, you know, and a lot of his more combo-friendly stuff is not unique to Omega mode. Like, yeah, you can combo into, like, Falling Sky, but, like, you know, that's not very impressive. It just looks like an Ultra Able combo. But this normal, he starts the combo with is new to Omega mode. It's, like, a very vertical heavy, which he normally doesn't have. He's only got, like, Jump Roundhouse and Jump Fierce, which are both kind of high. This one goes downward. It also does a lot of damage. And then I combo from the far medium kick, which is one of those normals that cancels to EX moves, but not meterless special moves. There are a few of those in Omega. But the first hit of far medium kick for Abel does that. And then you have Juggle Potential and Close Fierce. And also EX Tackle is new. So, like, literally everything in that combo is new. There was no Ultra thing in there. Kind of interesting. Viper, I found something new while I was labbing her. Close medium kick, combos to EX Seismo. That doesn't work in Ultra, and she has to go through a heavy normal in Ultra. And then you can actually do medium or light knuckle there. They both work and they do the same damage. In real matches, everyone's always done like um, medium knuckle. I think it's easier to time, but in Omega mode, both of them work and they do the same damage. So you can just pick your favorite. New special move at the end. Pretty weird route. I showed off like every new thing she had actually. Now I'm thinking about it. That like changes to the close medium kick. Uh, that's quarter circle forward punch that started that I did after the focus, and then the quarter circle forward kick, like launching move. Kind of fun. I actually crammed a bunch of new Viper stuff into that combo. And Bison is one of those combos that I'm not super proud of. It's just I do a whole bunch of normals to hit the magic number. I get to high scaling, but I do show off the EX scissor kick. If you don't know about Bison in Omega mode, his EX scissor kick has abnormally long charge time because it's plus enough to combo from. So theoretically, if the charge time was like a normal scissor kick charge, you could just do stand strong EX scissor kick times 4, and that would do some absolutely crazy damage because as far stand strong does a lot of damage and EX scissor kick does a lot of damage. And Bison's damage is already through the roof because of his stupid Psycho Sever move. But yeah, because of the long charge time, you need to have like extra normals or just really perfect charging. It's a pretty cool looking combo with 3 scissor kicks though. The Sagat one I'm quite happy with. It's really cool. A lot going on here. He's got a new target combo, the medium kick, heavy kick. And you can actually fake the heavy kick the same way he has like the fake kick, the fake hard kick that you can do. So I do medium kick into the fake heavy kick here that ends the TC prematurely and gives me enough frame advantage to combo a stand medium punch. And then I do high tiger shot. And then I do the thing again, close medium kick, TC hard kick, and I cancel it into the heavy upper. Tiger charge, heavy upper. Kemi one, I showed off a lot of her her sting combos before. And I wanted to have a combo that didn't have the sting in it, so I show off her improved speed on her spin knuckle. But her combo is not so interesting. It looks like a normal Kemi thing if you don't know much about Kemi. The combo from the close hard kick is kind of cute. That's regarded as like the worst normal in SF4, in part due to James Chen kind of drumming it up. But in regular USF4, Kemi's close heavy kick has a kind of garbage hitbox. It's close range. It's a range activated normal, so like you can't do it when you want to. It theoretically would have some kind of use of like anti-airing someone close to you, but close fierce already does that, and she has an autocorrect DP, so she's got much better options. And then the damage is not super crazy, and the frame advantage is absolutely garbage, and she can't cancel it. Like it's like minus a lot on a hit, and that's like a best case scenario. It's minus even more on block. And there's no combo routes or anything like that. So the only remotely usable place is like an anti-air, but like she can do better. But it's actually the starter for max damage sequence in Omega mode because she can link out of it into a jab. Stand jab does more damage than what I do in the combo, which is crouch jab, and then from there she can get like a far fierce. Very unusual that it went from the DJ one. It's the same combo I show in the video, but I actually re-recorded the DJ one. DJ when he's idle, he just every now and then he just says, "Hey!" I actually have it in the video right at the end on the 6-7 combo. With 2 DJs, they were both doing it like like a whole lot and like really sporadic intervals, and it made it really hard to like have a good moment to start the combo where I didn't have a hey right at the start of it, being cut off by the transition. So I stopped my DJ from saying hey just by walking forward before I started the combo, but then it's the only combo where I'm like moving at the start of it, and I didn't like the aesthetics of it, so I ended up just re-recording it where a moment where neither of them are saying hey. But the combo itself is kind of cool. We have that waning moon or whatever it's called, the move that became like Nash's moonsault slash or whatever. And then just like a sequence, I get to show off the EX fireball towards hard kick TC. It's kind of cute. Nice Omega stuff there. Cody's was super short. I had a crazy long one in Volume 2 with like a gazillion normals in it, including a mid-combo knife pickup. I didn't want to do something like that this time. I just wanted to show off the crazy juggle potential of Mega Crash, that move right there, which is abnormally high. The guy one is pretty cool. I really like his TC into his, or rather his launches into his, what do you call that thing? The Bushin chain. I wanted to have one that didn't use the EX follow-up, but I labbed it for quite a while and I couldn't find anything, so I just ended up using the Bushin chain into EX ender. He's got like a unique ender if you hold down where it spends a bar and does more damage, which is what I do right there. Still a pretty cool combo, but I would like the regular one. This is the only one. I don't have much to say about it. This is the only one I didn't come up with, and I didn't want to lab Hakan, so I just used it. But it was like a chat message I got. The one thing I really don't like about it is that it has a cinematic thing. But Hakan's combo options are so strapped that he has to do something like this in order to hit his 420. Because all of his combo options just aren't like good. Like slide knocks down. You can't combo into his SPD. Um, he's got another move that launches that I FADC. That's like the only way to do it. I have it twice in this combo. It's one of his new moves. Then he's got like oil, and then coward crouch and his 360 kick thing. Like all of his moves aren't combo friendly. The only one that's combo friendly is that quarter circle forward kick that's new to Omega mode, and it's the one I have twice in this combo. Anyway, I don't love that I had an ultra in there. This combo is not in the final video, the Relento one. It's almost exactly like one of the combos from Volume 2. It's just, it's kind of cool for the weird ender it has. I recorded it twice, because originally I recorded it with just the first medium Rekka. He can do light Rekka once, medium Rekka twice, or heavy Rekka 3 times. And the last hit of this combo, you get only the first Rekka of medium or heavy, and they both do the same damage. And I originally recorded it with just one Rekka here, and just stopped it. And then I re-recorded it where I showed off a second Rekka hit that fully whiffs. Just to kind of show that the juggle potential is actually fully worn out and there's nothing else to do here. But theoretically I made myself minus, so in a real match setting you wouldn't do that in like second Rekka or whatever. But it was medium Rekka into second whiffed medium Rekka. Poison one's kind of cute. I don't have much to say about it. You get that new launching kick that actually came back in SF5, and then we get that cool juggle into jump roundhouse into EXDP. Evil Ryu has like nothing new to show off to Omega mode. One of the only things that you even can show off is this close hard kick having EX cancel. But I show it off in a really like meaningless way where it gets like almost no extra damage. You can do EX Fireball there too, or like I don't know, there might be something else. The Guile one, I was testing. I tried to show off like several new Omega things with Guile, and then I ended up only showing off like one new thing, which is his little quarter circle, that thing, quarter circle forward kicks. Still a cute little combo, but I just hit 420 way too fast. I didn't want to have a highly scaled combo. Blanca's took me a crazy long time. Electricity, Blanca Ball, Rainbow Roll, his little teleport thing. Every single special move that Blanca has knocks down in Omega mode. All of them. And that makes his combo route super duper stiff. And I knew of a couple ways of hitting 420, but they were all in. We used them all for Volume 2. And I ended up just doing like a focus attack into jab, 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 super. But this is like, nothing Omega mode was demonstrated with Blanca. Like, you could do that combo in Ultra. It wouldn't do 420 damage, because supers are a lot stronger in Omega mode. It would be a lot weaker in Ultra, but still. The Zangief one I'm pretty proud of. Zangief has absolutely no combo options, so the fact that I managed to find any kind of sequence into 420 damage is pretty impressive, I think. And this was surprisingly not one of the ones that we used for Volume 2. This little route of EX stomping into juggled EX Green Hand is like one of the only extensions Zangief even has. Like, he's another character where all of his special moves either knock down or just are fully combo unfriendly. He can hit 420 really easily, though, because all of his combos do an ass ton of damage, so he can just, like, low strong at the EX SPD is just 420 damage by itself. I think that was one of the ones we used in Volume 2, and there's other stuff you can do like that. The Rufus one is kind of cute. If you're used to Ultra, you would not be surprised to see the Snake Strike, but actually in Omega mode, that's instant air Snake Strike. The actual Snake Strike, the one you do on the ground, goes forward laterally, horizontally. Like, there it is. That's the EX version of it. But I did the air one, and I did like an instant air medium one that I comboed from a jump normal. So if you didn't know about Omega Rufus, that would just look like a normal Snake Strike, but it's an instant air Snake Strike. There's a re-jump combo. It's jump in into jump in. Like a Kyo Jump 2C kind of nonsense. Anyway, El Fuerte took like an hour. El Fuerte, all of his combo routes are locked behind Run Stop Fierce, and I can't do more than like 2 of those in a row. And I labbed so much stuff. His only new special move, he has like a little bit of new stuff. You got new follow-ups from EX Run. But it was so hard to even get up to 420 damage. his damage is just way too low. And all of his special moves are like neutral oriented, so they're all like super combo unfriendly. The only combo friendly stuff he has is just run stop fierce, run stop fierce, run stop fierce. And in Volume 2, I just tasked the second and third combo with him. I just had like a really short combo. It was like counter hit stand short into low forward into super, and I lost some hits that allowed it to hit 420 damage. That was the first one I had in Volume 2, and then the second and third combo in Volume 2 were just run stop fierce loops. It was like, like nothing happened that was Omega Mode-ish. But like there's no way to show off El Fuerte's Omega Mode properties in this context of trying to hit 420 damage. His damage is just way too low, and his combo options are just way too unfriendly. So, I just did focus into this. It took forever to find that route, by the way. I was getting pretty desperate to start trying for like focus level 3 into focus level 2. Only a few characters in the game can do that, and El Fuerte is one of them. Terrible combo. Didn't show off anything new to Omega Mode. The Vega one I'm super proud of. That one's really neat. Vega, when he's doing his little wall dive, the initial thing I'm showing off here is that Vega's wall dive, the claw dive, it knocks the opponent over in Ultra, but just like SF5, if Vega loses his claw, it's no longer a knockdown. The problem is, in order to get an extension from that, it pushes the opponent away quite far naturally, and I wanted to have charge while I'm doing this, and if I'm holding a direction and landing on, in order to even hold a direction and land on DJ needs to be in a corner. And if I had DJ fully in the corner, I'm not sure when Vega technically passes over him, so I don't know when I'm starting to get charge. And not only that, but when I come down with a claw dive, the input to do the grab on the opponent is holding a direction plus hitting the button when you're right over them, which meant that I had to do the button really early, which killed my frame advantage in order to not grab him while holding a direction. And what I ended up doing ended up being a really good solution for two different reasons. I had DJ crouch, and that allows me to get lower to the ground with my claw dive when I actually press the button and have him still be unthrowable because his throw box shrinks. And then that also has me hitting later with my claw dive, which means I have more frame advantage when I hit the ground. And then the route I end up doing to get the exact damage I need is low, strong, medium roll, which doesn't even work in Ultra, by the way. And that actually falls out on a standing DJ, but you get wider when you're crouching, so it does work on crouching DJ. And then I just do kind of like a B&B at the end of it to hit my magic number. It's a cool little combo that Vega only has in Omega Mode. You don't have Stand Fierce into low forward in Ultra, and then also this double flip kick is unique to Omega Mode. Balrogs, I don't think maybe I showed off the Stand Fierce into EX Dash Overhead. It's a really cool route that he doesn't have in Ultra. It's an EX cancel. You can't cancel Stand Fierce normally, but if you cancel it to an EX move, it works. And it's his only cancel that has enough frame advantage to do this link. And then from there, I just did, the right sequence to get to 420. I could have shut off a double upper combo, but I did one of those in Volume 2, so I didn't really feel pressured to. Keep it short and sweet. The Fey one is really cool. We got that... we got both the EX 1-inch punch and back fist at the end. The EX 1-inch punch launches the opponent very slightly higher than the normal one does, which allows this EX chicken wing to combo. And EX chicken wing allows you to do medium back fist when normally you have to do light back fist. So all the weird things I did in that combo, you can do a meterless approximation of that combo, but me doing it like the way I did added a decent amount of damage, which actually was the damage needed to hit 420 anyway. The T-Hawk one I'm super proud of. I searched for long and hard. He's another character with no combo options. I looked long and hard for ways to hit the number without just doing a whole bunch of normals in a sequence, or like with like Condor Spire FADC stuff. And I did find this route. I found it, and I was like, oh, like this would work if I just had a 110 damage starter. And I looked for 110 damage starters on T-Hawk everywhere, and his only 110 damage starter is freaking his body press. And I'm trying to go from body press into an EX dive, and I found out that it actually has enough frame advantage if you do it super low and then do an instant EX dive. You actually can combo them. This is one of the combos I think was the coolest that it actually works in the whole video. Of course, no one left a comment about it. I'm not sure if anyone was like, most people were just staring at the like damage values when they were watching the video and didn't even care about the combos. But this one's super cool that it works. That instant air jump into EX Condor dive. Very short combo, which I think is more impressive. Adons, I don't really have a lot to say. I tested it. I literally found this one within like 2 minutes of picking Adon. I got to the magic number right away, and I just showed off both of Adon's unique properties in Omega Mode, his two new special moves. The Rose one, not a whole lot of crazy interesting stuff. We have better properties on that drill FADC than Ultra. And then her links are a little bit different. Stand jab into down fierce I think doesn't work in Ultra, but her down fierce is faster in Omega. The Yang one ended up being just dead on straight up the same as Volume 2, Yang combo 1. And I was like, oh, okay. So this combo is not in the final video because it's just like a combo that we've all seen. So I ended up re-recording that one when I was finally editing it together. Hugo. What happened with Hugo? It's like the clap. Oh yeah, I show off EX clap into a normal into regular clap. He can't do that in Ultra. Once you do like a normal, there's no way back into claps. The only way you can combo normal into clap is with a counter hit. And actually, if you don't know this, Ultra Hugo has a special property that his lights do extra frame advantage of hit stun compared to other characters. Special moves and mediums and heavies add 3 frames of advantage for counter hit in Ultra. And lights add 1 frame of advantage, and that's because lights have crazy frame advantage in general, and having like 3 extra frames on like what you already have, like +8 or whatever, ends up being too freeing for their combo routes for the characters in this game. So they just give you the 1 frame. But in order to make stuff like crouch jab into EX clap work for Ultra Hugo, without it being a combo on normal hit into light clap or something like that, his lights do like I think +3 frame advantage on counter hit, whereas every other character just gets +1. Kind of an interesting little factoid if you didn't know about that. Anyway, I just show off an EX Lariat combo at the end. I could have showed his new DP. I showed it in Volume 2. It doesn't matter that much. Oh, that was the last one. And then I've got another video here. It's the new Yang video. It's four combos right at the end. The new Yang combo. I needed a normal that did I think exactly 60 damage, and like the only special cancelable attack he has that does exactly 60 damage was his Far Strong, which is kind of funny because like it's kind of the forgotten Yang cancel. It's useful for his combos, but you wouldn't normally think to use that right away when doing like a jumping combo. I needed a jumping combo into a Far Normal. It's kind of rare to even have a Far Normal that cancels. Of course, Yang also has his low forward, which goes quite far. Anyway, the route I end up showing here is this EX up kick into EX palm. That combos into both light and EX palm, and it's a pretty cool route. I didn't know we had that. I think I knew it worked into light palm, but I never tried EX before until making this. So I'm glad I could show off something new and unique for Yang. And then the Rolento one I re-recorded. People really like the Rolento one with that like double jump. I didn't know until I was labbing again on the day I released the video. Rolento's medium Rekka, 2 Rekkas into FADC is actually a free juggle state. And not only that, but it's actually, if he does close fierce, it maintains a juggle state. I didn't know either of those facts until I was recording this. So you can see here, I do like a starter. I needed that close forward, by the way, because it was the only normal I had that did the right damage value. I think Stand Strong worked as well. They do the same damage. Anyway, medium Rekka, free juggle state, and then close fierce maintains the juggle state, and then you've got a lot of stuff you can do from there. Jab fierce or short fierce or something would probably be like your B and B meterless, but you can also do 2 lights into a light Rekka or like stuff like that. You got better starters than going for that close fierce. I think you've got other stuff you can do that is just better. Theoretically, you could combo Ultra 1, I guess, right? I've never tried it. And then so those are the combos that I didn't initially have in the video, and then I like re-recorded them because they were too derivative of Volume 2 stuff. And then on the day of, literally like minutes, like when the combo video was already done and just waiting to go up, Rickafresh, who I didn't even tell specifically about me making this video, just ats me with a combo on Discord. He's like, hey, I made a combo for your video, and it's like an Ultra combo for like Ultra Cody. He didn't even know I was doing it for Omega mode. He was like surprised. But it's kind of a cool combo, so I just included it here so you guys can all see it. It uses a meaty close fierce for the extra frame advantage, and then this EX stone throw, which normally doesn't combo there, I think. I don't love that it starts with the knockdown because that would be in the video, but it's how you get the meaty in this context. And then you got this cool little red focus thing. Red focus doesn't even exist in Omega mode. He does a taunt at the end. And then here's the 6-7 combo. It's a miracle that the 6-7 combo even works. It might be the only one in the game. Rose might be the only character able to do one. This little special move she got added in... it was actually added in the 1.04 patch of Ultra. It wasn't in Omega mode when Omega mode launched. It was like the only special move added to Omega mode post-release. And there were a couple random balance patch changes to Omega Mode in that same patch. It removed the Gen Infinite, for example, plus the other infinites that were known about at the time. Um, but this little special move, it's supposed to like drift towards the opponent and then explode. But if it hits the opponent before it explodes, it only does 10 damage, and that's like the lowest damage value in the whole game. And because I got such a low damage value like that, I was able to put together a combo that did only. I managed to get a super low value while still getting some scaling. But like, there's no other 10 damage attack that I can think of. There's a couple 1 and 5 damage attacks that are just doing damage at all for scaling reasons. Like Honda's Salt Throw does 1 damage. The twin command grabs do 5 damage in Omega Mode. I think they do 1 damage in Ultra. If you have any damage at all, it counts as an action and adds scaling. But if it does 0 damage, it doesn't add scaling. Dan's Taunt used to do 1 damage, and then they changed it to 0. Same with Dudley's Rose, I think, in Ultra. And that's because once they do 0 damage, they no longer add to scaling. Kind of a fun fact. Anyway, that's all the combos in the video. I'm done yapping. Thanks for watching.